Hello! As you know, parks and green spaces that fly a green flag are officially the best in the UK. But right now we're going to shine a spotlight on the best of the best, with some very special awards to hand out to a selection of green flag sites and some of the people responsible for keeping them tip-top. This year we've seen green flags flying above more sites than ever before, 2,227 to be precise. They're all excellent, they have to be, or they wouldn't have received their flags. And the burgeoning success of the Green Flag scheme is thanks in no small part to all of these organisations. We're thankful to them for all the continuing and invaluable support that they give. Without them, it'd be pretty difficult to organise all of this. So why pick some places and people for special recognition with our Best of the Best awards? Well, Paul Todd, the Green Flag manager, is here now. So Paul, why do this?
Well, there's so many thousands of people up and down the country who do so much fantastic work, but it's just good to highlight some of the fantastic work that's going on around the country. And we do that by asking people to nominate people who've done exceptional work or exceptional projects. And then we choose the best of the best as a way of recognising all those thousands of people across the country creating our fantastic parks and green spaces.
So this isn't a time for hiding lights under bushels. You need to come forward and nominate people for this award.
That's right, absolutely. We want people to recognise those people in their communities, recognise those fantastic projects. Because part of this project as well is about sharing all this great work that's going on and encouraging other people who might think, well, actually, I can do that in my park as well. That's a great example of what could help to make my park better.
Once again, record numbers of flags, as we've said, more than 2,200. This can't go on, can it? I mean, every year when I talk to you, there's more flags and more flags and more flags.
Well, there are another great year, record-breaking number of Green Flag Awards in the UK. And of course, abroad in 19 countries now, we had another record year of Green Flag Awards. But there's a long way to go. You know, there are, even in the UK, there's estimated to be over 27,000 parks and green spaces. So there's a long way to go to making sure all of those parks are Green Flag Award standard. You know, it's fine to have a green space, but if it's not well managed, if it feels unsafe, if there's antisocial behaviour happening in the park, then clearly it's not going to be used by communities.
And applications now open for green flags for the 25-26 season?
25-26 season, yes, they're now open. So we're looking for people to come on board, put their parks through for Green Flag Award. We're actually going to be running some sessions this year. Online sessions, so look out for them about how to complete your application and also how to prepare for your judging day. So they'll be advertised, so please sign up for those and find out more about making your applications and then what you need to do when the judges arrive on your site to carry out their assessment.
Paul Todd, thanks very much indeed. Well, we have awards recognising sites that have achieved so much, whether it's promoting health and well-being or encouraging more women and girls to use green spaces. Those spaces, of course, are all about people. The people who enjoy them and the people who look after them. So our first batch of awards are people focused. And where would we be without our volunteers? Our first award recognises the efforts of those individuals who give freely of their time to ensure the green spaces they love can be loved by others. It's our Volunteer of the Year award. Our judges selected a shortlist of 4 contenders for this one. First up is Brian Quinn of the Friends of Rotten Row in Southport.
Brian is our leader. He has done tremendous work over the years. He leads the sessions every week. On top of that, behind the scenes, I think he probably does even more work. And thanks to his leadership, a valuable piece of Southport's heritage has been saved.
Next, Sammy Wilson of the Donamore Horticultural Community in Northern Ireland.
He is really the driving force in our horticultural group and our allotments group. He has been there from the start and has led us to really taking what was a piece of wasteland into our allotment that we now have green flag status for.
Over to East Devon now, and Leslie and Pete Clark, who were nominated for their work at the Seaton Wetlands Discovery Hut.
They are such a fantastic pair. They've been involved at the Nature Reserve since 2012. They open up our Discovery Hut and welcome visitors to the Nature Reserve, share their enthusiasm about local wildlife and get people enthused about things that they can see at the wetlands.
And finally to Northern Ireland and Anne McCauley, a dedicated volunteer at Antrim Castle Gardens.
She's just such a great character, not just with the team, but obviously with individuals as well. Very outgoing, a personable type person who can chat with not just the volunteers themselves, but external organisations as well.
Well, the judges had one heck of a job picking a winner from that Fab Four. Such a job, in fact, that they chose not one, but two winners. Those winners are Brian Quinn from Southport and Anne Macaulay from County Antrim. Well done to you both, and congratulations to all of our runners-up for making it through to the shortlist. Now to those who are paid to keep special places feeling special, but who always go above and beyond what their contract might say. It's our Employee of the Year award. Let's see who's in the running for this one. Well, Rachel James works for Nottingham City Council and has a wide-ranging brief. She said sometimes to go well above and beyond in fulfilling that brief.
So she manages 3 significant green spaces and heritage assets in Nottingham. That's Woollerton Park, Newstead Abbey, and then recently had the castle added to her extensive portfolio as well. During the recent disturbances around the country, I asked Rachel if she was able to attend our meeting that evening, and she replied back saying she might be a bit late, or possibly apologised because she couldn't attend because she was barricading herself into the castle with a couple of members of staff to ensure that the castle was protected and secure.
Teresa Heel of the Parent Network is nominated for her work at Innisfree Farm Allotment.
She's a very enthusiastic, a very reliable person. The way she sells the farms to people is unbelievable. She's very empowering. She gets everyone on board. She's enthusiastic about the job role that she does. I don't think there's anyone that can do the role that she does.
And Hayley Knowles is said to be a major asset at the Crest Cooperative in Wales.
Hayley's the driving force behind the Green Flag Award. She's been developing the raised beds, the wildflower garden. She's been involved in all our adults with additional learning needs. She's had that vision and creativity. So she's really the driving force behind this, and this is why I wanted to nominate her.
So those were the contenders. We have to have a winner, and our winner is Teresa Heel of the Parent Network Limited. Many congratulations to Teresa, and of course to our excellent runners-up. They really are outstanding individuals. And when outstanding individuals work as a team, the possibilities of what they can achieve are endless. Our next 2 gongs celebrate that fact. First, it's our Team of the Year Park Staff Award. We've 4 contenders for this one. First up, the Wirral Country Park Rangers, who are said to be able to turn their hands to anything from Easter egg hunts to worm charming.
But they worked so well. I mean, you know, it was so proud, to be honest with you. A couple of the rangers I've known for over 20 years, they're being described as jack of all trades, which I think is so unfair because they're actually specialists at what they do, and that's being a ranger. They do so much and they do it so well.
The Swansea University grounds team could apparently teach us all a thing or two about teamwork.
They're only a team of 6, and the area they cover and what they maintain is absolutely fantastic. It's a really great environment for our students and staff, so they work so hard, and that's why they were nominated.
The staff team at Bradgate Park in Leicester have clocked up countless public commendations for their approach to their job.
And what makes it really special is the way they all pull together. We are one big team who work very closely, and the site wouldn't work as well as it does if it wasn't for the team pulling together. And this year, I think that's demonstrated by the fact that we've been declared a National Nature Reserve. Our reviews from visitors are through the roof, and we're now in the top 3% of attractions nationally for visitor numbers.
And finally, the team looking after the grounds at Doncaster and Bassetlaw Hospital have overcome numerous challenges to keep the place looking great.
They've overcome quite a lot of adversity in terms of vandalism, particularly at the Doncaster site where we had some hedges destroyed last year, like a bit of a memorial statue had been vandalised, so they've had to overcome that, and they've also then used that as a bit of inspiration to develop some sort of new areas of the site as well.
Well, once again, the judges were in a quandary with such strong contenders. So once again, they decided to pick 2 winners. Those winners are the Wirral Country Park Rangers and the staff team at Bradgate Park. Well done to both teams. And let's not forget, we had 2 very strong runners up. Well, if the judges struggled with that last category, the award for Volunteer Team of the Year left them truly flummoxed. They had so many contenders to whittle down to a shortlist, they decided to skip the shortlist bit and crown 3 winners. And the first of those winners are the Friends of Werne Minor Nature Reserve and Discovery Centre in Gwynedd.
We care passionately about the nature reserve and in general that the threats to nature and biodiversity as a whole, it's all in the news, isn't it? And it's just such a peaceful place, you know, there's no better place in the world sometimes when the sun is shining or when it's raining. It's so peaceful and, you know, you can hear the bird song.
So what do you think they'll make of that success?
Oh, but just it's nice, you know. Obviously, if someone takes the time to fill out the forms, which is obviously the first bit, it's just nice to be recognised. It just means that we're doing something good.
Well, our second winner is the Friends of Dot Hill and Shawbirch Local Nature Reserve in Telford.
They're a very enthusiastic, hard-working group of volunteers that work at our local nature reserve. They work in partnership with Telford and Reaping Council. They meet weekly, group of all ages and from lots of different backgrounds. Very enthusiastic, really lovely group.
And I suspect they'll be pretty chuffed by this recognition.
I think they'll be very pleased. They are such a wonderful group, and often groups like this, I think, don't get recognised enough for what they achieve.
Well, our third winning team in this category is the Donamore Horticultural Community in Northern Ireland.
Being called Donamore Horticultural Community is very accurate because although our main focus are the allotments and the flowers, we have ended up becoming involved in so many things in the village. We get involved with the schools, and we've done over the years lots of different projects with the primary schools and secondary schools. We have done work with, you know, really all other groups in our community.
Well, your team's won a number of awards in recent times. I suspect they'll be pretty chuffed to have another feather in the cap.
Our motivation is just to do what we do and to enjoy it, but obviously, you know, we like to be told we're doing a good job and that we're appreciated. So we are very pleased.
Some truly inspirational people there. And if our green spaces are to thrive in the future, the efforts of the new generation are vital, hence our Young Volunteer of the Year award. Or maybe that should be volunteers, because the Maze Pant Hollifield Action Group nominated 6 young people who originally started working there as volunteers as part of their Duke of Edinburgh award scheme and then decided to stay.
As volunteers, they've been, I think, the ultimate volunteers. They are incredibly reliable and they are always there, always enthusiastic. They're always happy to do anything. They really get stuck in. They work incredibly hard. And of course, they're young and fit and strong. So for older volunteers, they love working alongside them.
Well, I have to say, our judges were so blown away by the efforts of these 6 lads that they decided to crown them all overall winners in this category. Bamba's one of them. Bamba, you and the guys must be pretty pleased about this.
We didn't really expect anything like this would come of what we do, but it's really good. You know, it's nice to know that what we've been doing has obviously made an impression upon people.
What is it that motivates you all to keep going back week after week?
I find, you know, dealing with a lot of stress right now, and it's definitely a really great way of managing that, and with all my friends as well. It's a great experience.
Well done to you all again. So, well done to Bamba and of course to all of the team up there. Well, more awards shortly, but first let's get a breath of fresh air. Even though this is the middle of November, parks and green spaces are enjoyed year-round by thousands of people. So we popped over to Mayfield Park in Manchester to see what they get up to during the winter months.
We wanted to build the first parks in Manchester in over 100 years, and that's what we've done. For over 40 years, the site was pretty much derelict, not a lot of activity, and some of that activity, you know, not great.
Yeah, a bit of a dump site really. Yeah, I think it was just somewhere where people would, you know, drop the tyres off and anything.
It's been open for 2 years, and it's been a wonderful journey to bring green space back into the heart of our city, right next to one of our busiest train stations and a really very busy road. We've created an oasis of green, calm and inspiring space here.
So Danny, 2024 you went for green flag status for the first time. Why?
I think the green flag obviously being an internationally recognised accreditation, achieving it for the park. We'd only been open 2 years. We allowed the park to bed in for the first year, and we thought it was really important to try and put a stamp on the park for the quality that we've delivered.
It's just such a fantastic example of what can be achieved in an urban environment, taking a derelict space, transforming it into a high quality park and green space which really serves the needs of the local community. So it's a great example of what we're looking for in Green Flag Award.
I think one of the important things is that I do see people coming in with newborn babies and toddlers, and they feel safe.
It's so safe because we're able to obviously lock it down at the moment. We have ourselves that are 24/7 as security. People, as they come in and around, see us visually. It's like, why do we have security on the park? But then afterwards they're like, I really like the fact that there's security on the park.
One of the greatest things I think that's been part of the journey of the Mayfield Park is the uncovering of the River Medlock. It was covered by concrete and derelict in the centre of this site for 40 years. And we opened it up and we brought life back in and we cleaned the river, and now we have kingfishers and herons and such incredible wildlife coming back to our city centre.
Mayfield Park in its winter finery. But it's a sad fact that in some places parks and green spaces aren't enjoyed as much as they should be by women and girls. There can be a number of reasons why that's the case, but many places are doing their bit to overcome any obstacles facing female park users. Our award for increased use by women and girls shines a light on some of them. We've 2 contenders on our shortlist for this one. First, the Van Ward allotments in Caerphilly, where they've been persuading more women to enjoy allotment life.
We've got front of site now, all older ladies, and they've come as individuals, but they're actually forming community groups. So it's not just the gardening that they're involved with, they're actually going out on walks in the countryside and other things. So there's been a ripple effect of benefit in terms of them getting out, getting into nature and using the green spaces. It's been marvellous.
Now over to Doncaster and Hexthorpe Park.
We were looking at how we make a more inclusive environment. And as part of that exploration, we did some work with Doncaster College, and they very quickly started to think about seating areas. There was this one design that was really simple, really effective, and we thought, actually, you know what, this fits in really well, not only with the Make Space for Girls programme, but what we're trying to achieve in Hexthorpe Park, seats facing each other so young people can sit and converse. And the location where we put it in the park was very important as well.
So 2 contenders, 1 award, and that award goes to the Van Ward allotments. You must be pretty chuffed.
Well, I feel personally that it's good to get the information out there to let other women know there are sites that will actually take proactive measures to try and make things accessible for you. Let's get some more women involved. Particularly single parents or young girls as well. Why not?
Congratulations again. Well done to them, and keep up the good work too in Hexthorpe Park. Well, it's widely accepted that parks and green spaces are good for your health, hence our award for the Best Health Initiative. 3 projects in the running for this one. First up, the Wild East Devon and Age UK Outdoor Group.
This is a scheme that we run down here at Seaton Wetlands. We've teamed up with Age UK to create interesting, very low energy events that people can come along and take part in. And it's really getting people together to try and combat loneliness.
Next to Cheshire and the Green Spaces for Wellbeing initiative, operated at Queen's Park and Crewe by ANSA Environmental Services Limited.
It's a social prescribing project. We work in partnership with Cheshire East Council, Everybody Health and Leisure, and ANSA Environmental Services, introducing people to nature, mindfulness, all to show people how to get the benefits from nature.
And finally, the Sunday Fitness Group at Llanfield Tag Memorial Playing Field.
The park secured funding to have some outdoor fitness equipment put in. So as a result of that, a group of us thought, well, we could use that. We started with quite a small group, probably about 4 people, and within weeks the group had grown and everybody really enjoyed that.
3 schemes promoting health and well-being in some superb places. But we have one winner, and that winner is the Green Spaces for Wellbeing programme, operated by ANSA Environmental Services Limited. Well done to them and to everyone else who took part. But parks and green spaces aren't only vital for human health. Countless species rely on them for their very survival. So we've acknowledged that fact with our award for Best Biodiversity Habitat Creation Project. First in the running for this one is Hope Coppice at Solihull.
Well, Hope Coppice, it's a new woodland and community orchard for residents and families, and it's planted in remembrance of those affected by COVID. We thought, well, how lovely would it be to create a special place for the benefit of the local community, another great park, another great place for people to enjoy.
Next, the Avocet breeding programme, which has enjoyed excellent results at the Seaton Wetlands in East Devon.
Last summer, we had the first ever recorded breeding success in the whole of Devon in human history of this sort of iconic wetland species. A pair of avocets arrived very late in the season and successfully fledged 3 chicks in their first year. And then summer 2024, they returned to exactly the same site and had a second nesting attempt.
Finally, to Denbighshire and the Adullam Office Garden, created by Adullam Homes Housing Association.
We're a housing company, we work with the homeless. So we provide supported accommodation, and we also provide floating support. And then we've developed this fabulous garden with the help of Keep Wells Tidy. It was just a wasteland, and now we've got a thriving garden. It's growing fruit and vegetables, and we offer the citizens the opportunity to come in and start from the ground, so they grow their food, and then we offer a cooking course where they can take it in and we cook it and discuss nutrition and things like that.
All great finalists, but there is one winner, and that winner is Hope Coppice at Solihull. Congratulations to everyone there, and well done, of course, to all of our finalists too. Now, as you may know, winning a green flag can also entitle the space to apply for Green Heritage accreditation. And heritage can relate to myriad features on so many sites. Our next award recognises the best heritage project. 3 are in the running for this one. First up, the Penlegare Trust for its visitor centre and restoration work at Penlegare Valley Woods.
Well, this year we've seen a new visitor centre open, which has allowed us to really tell the story, the history and heritage of the site. So the new centre has an interactive screen, murals, interesting photographs telling about the history of the place, and it's really helping us tell the story of Penlegare and bring it to life.
Next, Radgate and Swidlin Woods National Nature Reserve for its tour guide volunteers.
So we have an amazing vast human history to our site, from the Stone Age people that used to live there to the ruins of Bradgate House. And we also have lots of volunteers that have spent hours researching the history of the site and worked to open these spaces to the public, providing free tours and really connecting them to their local heritage.
And finally, Wirral Country Park for its 50th anniversary refurbishment project.
Construction of the park started in 1968. It took 5 years to build effectively. So last year we celebrated the official opening. We came up with a number of schemes that we thought the park needed. We also thought that we needed something very special. So we had a gateway project, and this was at the entrance to West Kirby, and that was little footpaths and open spaces.
And so, who will be receiving the trophy for this category? Well, it's going to be winging its way over to Wales and the Penlegare Trust. And so to our final award of 2024, which highlights the importance of adapting to climate change. We're going to cut to the chase with this final award because we had an entry which truly stood out from the rest and ticked all the boxes when it came to getting rid of a concrete jungle to replace it with a green oasis. Our winner is Coventry University's Project Transform Coventry.
So the project has been about removing two prominent buildings that's probably been sitting on the university site since the 1960s and creating two brand new green spaces. And this is all part of our climate change strategy, and it's part of the university's vision to convert the grey to the green. So the new green spaces now, they contain things like wildflower meadows, they contain biodiverse planting, fruiting trees with a fruiting trail throughout. The university has been doing it for the university campus community, of course, but also the wider community. So the benefits are there, people can come and go and enjoy the new green spaces.
Well, you're out and out winners there, you must be truly pleased with that.
It's a fantastic opportunity for the university. The university has spent an awful lot of money, as a great commitment to net zero, to climate change, to creating a sustainable campus. And I think it just really emphasises and congratulates the university of its achievement, really.
Well done to everybody up in Coventry. So congratulations to all of our award winners tonight. All the awards have been handed out, well, virtually at least. They'll be winging their way to the delighted recipients ASAP. And we'll be touring the UK once again come the summer of 25 to hand over green flags to the very best parks and green spaces. As we said earlier, applications are now open. You can get the full details at the Green Flag website. I'm going to leave you, as has become tradition, with images of the UK's top 10 parks as voted for by the great British public. Enjoy those, and hopefully I'll see you out and about on the road next summer. Goodbye.